Madam Chair, I have two other amendments, and I'll try to be brief as well.
I'm sorry.
Senator Draheim. Okay, Senator Franzen, to your amendments.
And this one's a little bit more personal. This is an A4 amendment, and members, I can explain to it as you get it. The A4 amendment, currently we have cancer and terminal illness as the conditions, the qualifying medical conditions. However, for each of them, we prescribe what we have to have cancer if the underlying condition or treatment produces one or more of the following: severe chronic pain, nausea or severe vomiting, or I don't even know how to say that, severe wasting. So it's basically saying if you have cancer in this amendment, you could qualify for this medical program with a prescription. It also, for terminal illness, the same issue. It also prescribes you have to be within 1 year life expectancy. When someone is usually terminally ill, they can surpass a year. It's very, very subjective and hard to pinpoint that you are within a year of time frame. So it's also eliminating those prescribed issues that go along with terminal illness. And the last thing it does, it expands it to any condition for which an opiate could otherwise be prescribed, chronic or intractable pain. And this is basically in lieu of our testifier from the Minnesota Veterans for Cannabis, Mr. Stanke, which thank you for your service, dealing with the issue of how do we expand an opiate replacement for pain. So that is the crux of the 8-4, and I know Senator Hall does not support this, but I don't want to speak for him, and I just want to bring that issue again to light and have a discussion of where members are at.
Senator Hall to the A4.
Madam Chair, Senator Franzen, thank you again, but yeah, I do not support that.
Thank you. Senator Jensen to the A4.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you, Senator Franzen. Thank you, Senator Hall. Senator Franzen, you and I have a little history on this topic, but I have to share, I'm astonished at what this does to current law. If we take under the qualifying medical condition number 1, cancer, and strike if the underlying condition or treatment produces one of the following: severe chronic pain, nausea, severe vomiting, cachexia, or severe wasting, and just say cancer. I have oodles and oodles of patients every week I see that have a basal cell skin cancer. They may have a stage, they may have an in situ cancer of the breast that has been resolved many years ago, but that's still a diagnosis. And then if we go down below and talk about terminal illness, I mean, I have patients with inflammatory bowel disorders that at some level could be construed as a terminal illness, especially if they've had their bowel removed. So I just think that, in fairness to Senator Hall, this really blows the door wide open. And if that's your intent, then we can run through it. But otherwise, I would speak strongly against this amendment.
Further comments to the A4?
Madam Chair, and I do intend to withdraw the amendment. I do appreciate having 2 doctors and a nurse in our committee and learn so much every time we bring these topics. So I don't intend to blow up the bill. I did want to bring it up as it's a big deal in terms of how we prescribe these things, and they're important. And half the time, we as a legislature don't get to make those decisions. It gets done at the commissioner level, and I think that's not necessarily working out that great. It is good for us, and I agree with Senator Rosen that we should be able to have more say in it. So I just wanted to bring that to the attention, and to also continue to think about the chronic and intractable pain piece of why this program is in place and how we can continue to help in that regard, and also how to find replacement for opioids. And I know that's an issue that I know Senator Rosen and Senator Eaton have taken quite leadership in that regard. So my intent is to have a conversation, and I do want to withdraw the amendment at this time if there's no further comments.
Okay, Senator Franzen to Senator Wickland.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just wanted to make a comment before you take that action. I just wanted to say I support the continuing to have the discussion, because I think not only for the conditions involved, I think that discussion should be held to decide whether it's appropriate to be adding these conditions. And then I think it gets to the testimony that we heard that's compelling, that the current program is not accessible to enough people, and it's not affordable for enough people, and we really need to have a conversation about why that is. It looks like other states have made changes that do make their medical cannabis program accessible and affordable, and I think we need to be having that conversation here. Why isn't ours in that state?
Thank you. Senator Franzen withdraws the A4 amendment.